It's going to be Wednesday, me too, December 7th, and we're going to try and do this learning thing I've heard about. Again, your idioms homework is due Friday. If you've not done it yet, go get it done after your NWEA tomorrow. You can borrow writing utensils from me as far as the coloring pencils to try and help you out. And I'll cover it tomorrow. The quiz on Friday, we covered this yesterday. I didn't read the poem to you, but I pointed out this poem is going to be on Quiz Friday. This is just my way of trying to remind you. By the way, your new purple handout, did you write your name on it because you're responsible and you don't want to lose it?
How'd you know?
I mean, I know you guys were all incredibly responsible children and would never lose a piece of paper.
Yeah, I would never.
No.
We're trying I was running with my little hand.
I was just saying that because of my other classes who tend to have problems sometimes.
What side?
Your choice.
Any
is
size? Goofy.
I'll do both.
Sure, that's fine with me. It gives you a better chance of getting it back.
Yay.
So, I also told you yesterday that we are going to have a second poem that is going to be on the quiz, and that's where your purple sheet comes in.
Should I put it 4 times?
There's one on there that says, Evil Teacher Poem for Poetry
Okay.
Quiz. That is the other one we're going to do. So you're going to have to read both of those 2 Dos Poemos on your own coming up for Friday. Then also for Friday, haiku is going to be on there, but I've already covered haiku with you. Today's poem is going to be on there, but we'll cover today's poem here in just a moment. It shouldn't be too bad as long as you pay attention. Caterpillar will be on there, but we've covered caterpillar, so you should be good. And then also there will be questions about idioms on there, but you get to use your idioms handout on it, so hopefully that makes things easier. And Drinky has a question. No.
No.
What?
Then,
Close enough.
let's go through. Are we
That's a
almost
show.
through everyone in this class? No, we're not. We still have like 7 kids in this class. All right,
Wait, I need to look it over.
let's find out. We're going to take our 3 more people and see who gets to pick on people here in a second.
Me.
We're going to pause.
Say like.
Hey, we're back. We had kids gain points. What a happy day. Let's
Yay.
go to... All right. Our poemy thing for today, which I have faith in. So, it's a poem I've shown you once before, but we've not actually officially studied it. It's also going to strike you as really weird because it's really weird. It was this poem when I was showing you guys stanzas, and you guys looked at it and you're like, oh my god, that's such a weird poem. And it's on the pink handout, not the purple handout. Because the purple handout was just for the new poem for the quiz so far. It's still back on the pink one. It's like on the left side, I think, if you look on the back side of it, where it says "injust," was where we had to count the stanzas. Do you remember how many stanzas are in this?
9.
Nicely done. So we have a total of 9 stanzas. We're going to go through and read it. It's going to come across as weird. I do not expect you to fully understand it yet. Some of you may. You may be able to get through it and be like, I think I got this. Others of you are like, I think that man's insane. And you may very well be correct as we get into it from there. Let's find out from there. Let's see, we're going to do the first 4 stanzas there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Samson, we're going to give you those first 4 stanzas. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heads up, I know you're excited, Samson. There's a couple weird words in there. When you get to the weird words, just butcher them as best you can and put as much of your heart and soul into it as you can, and we'll sort of see what happens from there. Then the second set, over here where it goes 5 through 9, is that you, Gavin? Feel strong, Gavin.
Wait, I was gonna
Go get water.
and that's so covered back.
We'll hook you up here in just a second.
Okay, but I was gonna do that too.
Okay, so we're going to give you the 5 through 9, and the same one there, then after you go through the 5 through 9. You know what? Since you were brave, I'm only going to charge you 4 as opposed to the 5 points. I know, what a happy day. All right, then I'm going to show, I'll read it, and then we'll show some questions and go from there. Hang on 1 second. All right, Gavin. Ready, Samson?
Is what?
Go for it.
Injust, spring when the world
Where's
is
this one?
vivacious, the little Wayne Boone, whistles far and Edenville come running from Marble and Parsons and its
Not bad. Gavin?
When the word world, oh,
Wait, what?
Wait, did you not read that part?
No,
Samson, that part too. Silly
Oh,
Samson.
okay.
Counting is hard.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
When the world is huddled wonderful.
Now you get to stop. Now, Cav. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, is this?
Told you it's
what
weird.
did he read? Is that the queer?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sorry. The queer old balloon man whistles far and wee, and Betty and Disbel
Mhm.
come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee.
Nailed it. Makes perfect sense, right?
No, no.
Not even a little bit. I agree completely. That's why I enjoy the poem, because it looks like it's insane. I will... Awkward. Read it too, and then we're going to break it down for you. So it says, in just spring, when the world is mud luscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far and wee. And Eddie and Bill come running from marbles and piracies, and it's spring, when the world is puddle wonderful. The queer old balloon man whistles far and wee. And Betty and Isabel come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee. Mr. Brovey, I can make so much more sense.
No, it doesn't.
A little bit.
Is the balloon man queer?
We're gonna
No,
get
that
there.
means
Hold
how.
on to it. No, that's gay.
Oh.
But that's a conversation we're gonna have in a moment. You are correct.
Wait, what?
Hold up.
So-
Used to mean how.
Yeah. We're going to do some educating and teaching today. It's going to be great. One, so here are the questions that I'm going to see if you guys can figure out already. What season is it taking place?
Spring!
What part of spring? Beginning, middle, or end?
Middle. Just starting.
All right, we'll come back to it. Who is the main character?
Balloon!
Okay. What is wrong with the main character?
Whistling!
Didn't feel strong that time. How does he bring people towards him to buy stuff?
Whistling. Whistle!
What is piracies?
Oh,
Oh, flowers? Parsees?
leaves.
We'll come back to
No
it.
idea.
Isn't it?
What are Eddie and Bill?
People!
Why is it written as Eddie and Bill?
You don't know.
Right? What are Betty and Isabel?
Girl!
Why is it written that way?
Because you don't want to know.
All right, we'll come back to it. What does goat feet mean?
You have big feet.
You're a weird stinky man.
And what current connection is there with the poem?
None.
So my joy is, it's only going to take me like, I don't know, 15 minutes to cover the poem, and then afterwards, you guys are going to be able to nail all of those and be like, easy, because it's there. It's just a matter of understanding how it's hidden. Jordan,
Is piracy like to pirate something like a game of...
we're going to find out in just a
It's a
moment.
gang.
Hold on to that
You're
thought.
probably right. Because he
Dang,
didn't
I mean, it's
answer.
like-
He didn't say
I know,
no.
I didn't say no, or I didn't say yes. Maybe I'm trying to confuse you.
Maybe I'm right.
You know how old people are.
That'd be so cool.
Let's go with first one.
What if I call you an old person?
If I had emotions, I'd cry. Then I realized I look in the mirror and I have silver hair down here for my children, and it would
Not
not
in your
bother
head.
me. Yeah, not anymore.
Because
You have
he
purple.
said
You
What
living
season is it?
spring.
Where's your evidence?
Spring.
Just making sure we're practicing the evidence thing. Now here's the next part. We have evidence in poem to tell us whether it's the beginning, middle, or end of spring. I'm going to show by hands where you think it qualifies. So do you think it's beginning of spring, middle of spring, end of spring? All right, allow me to help you. So in here, the hints we have is going to be one,
Just spring.
when it says just spring, and then the other one is mud luscious. Allow me to help.
Oh my.
So this is going to be our timeline.
Oh.
Oh,
What season comes before spring?
Summer.
Winter.
Winter. So this dark part is going to be winter because it's dark out, and this little line here is where it becomes spring. What is on the ground in winter time?
No.
And then as we go from the winter into spring, what happens to that snow?
It melts.
So that's where we're going to get into the mud luscious. We are in the part where it just got into spring. I don't know if you guys remember springtime when you've been cooped up inside during winter that whole time, and you have that first like really nice spring day where it's like 50s and kids go running around outside in short sleeves.
Yeah.
That's when this is. When you have all of that snow just melted, still just a little bit chilly, but kids are outside playing. Ooh, let's do this. The word mud luscious, is it mean good or bad?
Bad.
Well, hang on.
Because luscious is like luscious hair.
Let me see by a show of hands. Have you guys say good, bad?
No, bad.
I got two different hands.
Meow was correct. Luscious, much like she's referring to with her hair.
It's not meow.
Luscious.
Mew.
Well, mew, meow. It's like the different thing.
Same thing.
It's all in your accent. So with that one, luscious means good stuff of some kind. If you are a kid younger than you, like we elementary age, and you've been cooped up this whole time, and you have that first chance to get outside, and all the snow is melted and made the ground soggy, what do kids do with that mud?
I made
you go.
Poland.
Yeah, they eat it.
Some of you eat the mud, and we're going to try not to judge you too
That
much.
baby's eating it.
That baby's like 2 years old. Are you 2 years
No,
old?
less than a year old. I'll try to help you out from there.
Oh, yes.
Ouch.
That's a different.
So,
exactly.
the mud luscious means like when those kids get a chance to go outside, they finally get excited, they're playing in the mud and having a
Nobody
good
does
time.
that.
Well, not
I do.
now.
I don't play in the mud, but I go out and
What is nasty?
I don't have any reason to go.
What is
nature.
disgusting?
I'm
I
referring
hate
to
mud.
the elementary school age children that are already
I still go out and play,
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Nice.
or I don't really play. Look, let me tell you.
Coast.
So there's like a whole group in the neighborhood, and we all just meet up outside, and we just like
That makes me happy.
I don't even know what we do. We go
Just
to the park
why?
though,
Just
and we
hang
just
out.
climb stuff.
Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
we
that.
hang
It's just
out.
like being like a
It's like
human.
the shadow
You talk
club.
back to old man already?
Nakai?
My parents won't let me go outside because it's too cold
Yeah.
and we get sick.
How dare
Yeah,
parents
the
try to
only
love
reason
you?
why I can't now is because it's just in our backyard. Now it is.
Who is our main character in Balloon Man?
Balloon Man!
Over this.
Hang on. Do you guys know what a balloon man is?
It's a man that sells balloons.
Robin?
It's a person that like has a bunch. I think I have two answers. One of either it's like someone that carries balloons or has a balloon stand and gives out balloons.
Oh my gosh,
So-
Samson.
Oh my god, I got it right.
This I know, right?
Good
Learning.
job.
So this poem was set like 100 years ago, even before my time in dinosaurs. And at one point, this was a job you would have. You would just go around and sell balloons on like a little string. It was before we had like phones, TVs, before we had really even cars. Kids would go out to the park where they would see, and you saw a balloon man, they would get super excited. There's even a Disney Pixar movie based on a balloon man.
Can we watch
Up.
the fire?
So at the beginning of
That's
it,
an
it
old
has
man.
him at the zoo. That's a balloon man. He
I
was
should have
showing.
compared it to you.
Oh
Oh my god, that would have been great.
Would have been. So here's our balloon man to help you out from there. And our balloon man,
That
in
is
order to
mad
make
weird.
money, needs to get these kids to come. Wait, let's back up.
That looks weird.
This word, lame. This is a word that has changed definitions over the years.
So bam.
Nowadays, what does lame mean?
Loser.
You're like, whoa,
Yeah, it's usually what you use to refer to your parents. You're like, I'm going to go out on Friday night. My parents are sitting around watching the news. Lame. Same idea.
Don't even
That's
say it anymore.
not the original definition.
Nobody says
Do you-
lame anymore.
It's still lame. If you say
I'll call
lame,
that-
you're
that's
totally lame.
That's 2017.
I would call that goofy.
Well, you know what? You're goofy off.
Do you know what the original definition of lame meant?
Cool.
No.
Cool.
No.
That's swag. Drippy.
Does it?
Trippy.
So, we have
Equavius.
lame kids here at school.
Yes.
I know you're like looking around the room going, I can pick out five. Not that kind of lame. I had a lame kid in first period. If you're on the football team in lame, you don't get a chance to play. If you're on the basketball team in lame, you don't get a chance to play.
Attention.
Samson?
Isn't it like?
Bad grades.
No.
No, it's
Isn't it?
if you are injured.
It could be, but I don't know.
Injured.
Injured.
Sitting or
I said it first. I was
Crippled.
saying no. Someone else.
I said it before.
injured.
There you go.
I was
So-
saying crippled and then.
Originally, lame meant crippled or injured. So if you see the kid in the hallway with like,
Has that goat feet.
yeah, with the little the crutches,
I could never have goat feet.
yeah, you can look at them and go, that kid is lame, and you're not making fun of them. You're pointing a thing out. That just means that they're
So can I
broken.
call them lame?
I mean, you can.
Not anymore.
I mean, now if you like sit there and dance at them, that might
Broken
be
comes
different.
back at the call.
Why would I dance?
What if I emote on them?
Because they can't, because they're lame, and you're like, look what you can't do because you're lame.
Oh, I'll do that
That's
to.
So mean.
I'll do
Mr.
that.
Broviac, that's pretty
Uh,
messed up for you to say that.
Josiah, because his wrist is all
Oh, yeah, I
busted up.
forgot
He
he's
has like a little crib thing on.
He's in orchestra.
Then,
Snapped his hand.
so here's our lame balloon man. It just means like he's walking around with a cane, messed up leg kind of thing from there. How is he getting kids to come to him to buy the balloons?
Whistling because he can't move.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, that is pretty creepy.
So he's doing the whistling to get kids to come running up to him to buy balloons.
It was like 100 years ago, guys.
It was.
So weird.
Which means, back during this time, the kids got super excited whenever
This
they would
reminds
see
me.
this.
This looks like Pennywise.
This one, Eddie and Bill,
Why does she have hearts?
is two names, which would be
Eddie
Eddie
and Bill.
and.
Bill.
Okay.
So it's naming these two kids because they're out playing games. Those of you who watch Squid Games,
No, I didn't put mine, but I won't watch
do
it
you
so
remember
bad.
marbles when they were doing the little
Yep.
marbles?
Yeah. But do they die in this?
Yes.
Not yet.
And then piracies.
Was I right?
Did you guess earlier?
Oh,
Was
was it? No, was it? Is it like the little spiky things?
Yes.
Yeah, the spike. The
The
middle
spiky
spiky
thing.
Butterfly, look.
No, but you sounded confident. I like the confidence.
Are they birds?
Birds. No, but again, you sounded confident.
No, because you're going
I know,
like,
it's 'cause I was making
oh,
fun of kids.
butterflies?
Butterflies. You'll know.
Then what is this?
Was I right the first
Birds.
Pirate! Pirate!
Purples.
They're pretending to be
I
pirates.
have a napkin.
So, in just a second,
I got it right, guy.
So you have Eddie and Bill,
Rabbit.
these two kids that are out there playing, and all of a sudden they hear the balloon man whistling. They get super excited. The reason their name is smashed together is because they're like running and sort of smashed together, trying to fight each other because they both want to get the red balloon at the same time. And Eddie keeps getting the red balloon, and Bill's like, "You're not getting the red balloon." And so
That
Bill's
actually
throwing
happened?
it. Sure, well,
Oh yeah.
you know how boys are. They're fighting over
Balloons
everything.
made.
Like girls.
Way
So-
back when.
Eddie and Bill smash together to become almost one creature, running up there to try and buy the balloons at the same time.
Where did you find this?
Yeah, where did you find that picture?
Magical place called Google. I just
You should-
Googled
I wanna
kids
see its
fighting.
history.
What
You
is
should
yours?
done.
Wait till we get to the next half of it. There's even better pictures.
You need to show us your
Yeah,
That's why you got searches.
Nakai.
You should reach kids
You guys
fighting
aren't
wild
checking my
ones.
search history, that's for sure.
Then we get to second half
What do
of
you mean by
poem.
that?
Again, who is our main character?
Balloon Man. Don't put it.
The lame balloon man.
And the lame. But now we add in a new weird
Yeah,
word.
definitely.
You're lame. Queer.
Much like lame, queer has changed. Sorry, hiccup. Over time. Nowadays, what is queer a reference to?
Gay.
Yeah. If you are unaware, the LGBTQ means lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer. It just means that you are in that spectrum. That's not what it originally meant. It originally had a different one. Close. That's gay.
Yeah.
And so gay originally meant happy, but it's because they would see people who were homosexual and they seemed happy all the time. And so it became the idea of, well, you are gay because you're happy, and eventually they just owned that word. Queer is similar,
That
but
means
doesn't
happy.
mean happy.
Excited.
Robin?
Like excited or something.
No, but a good
sad.
guess.
It's like the opposite.
Jordan?
Healing.
Say healing?
Yes.
No. Interesting.
Like
So, queer means odd, different, unusual. Not like everything else. So, originally it was thought that if you liked someone of the same gender, they thought of themselves as different than other people. So, that was a term they used for themselves, like, I'm queer. You guys like people of opposite gender. I like people, well, not me, of the same gender. They refer to themselves as queer, meaning I am different. So here, that queer is not LGBTQ. It just means he's weird, different, unusual. So that whole odd thing.
I think I
Then
want
we get to whistling again, and Betty and Isbell. Now that we did Eddie and Bill, what's Betty and Isbell? What are the two names going to be?
Betty.
And,
Isbell.
and what is Isbell going to be?
I don't know.
A boy.
The
Somebody.
girl is like Isabel.
There you go.
But it's
So it's Isabella, or just Isbell, and they just smash it all
It's
together.
Isbell.
Now,
hopscotching to get there quickly.
and so they're not playing marbles and piracies because they're girls. What games were they playing?
Jump roping and hopscotch.
And
Tag.
so far I've been impressed. You guys do hopscotch when you were kids?
Yeah.
It's here.
So I didn't know kids still did hopscotch. That's awesome. Yeah. Hopscotch is the little one with like little squares.
You didn't know that?
I'm so
I think
glad
it's great that you guys still did, but yeah. I had a kid like last night that was like a hardcore hopscotcher, and I was
You're
like,
not.
okay.
I'm like, did
So-
you have fun?
You're not.
2 girls again, this time hopscotch jump rope, but they're not necessarily fighting because they're girls. Unlike
I'm scotching.
the boys who are smashed together, here is more the girls are like, they're friendly. They're like,
Mr. Bag.
Yeah, they're
yeah, they're like, the arms and
Yeah.
arm, they're like dancing. I tried to find a picture to represent that, but you're going to attack me, so I'm just going to accept it. So this is my 2 girls. I told you were going to attack me.
Mr. Bobby.
Squint your eyes, and it looks like they're dancing. And then,
No,
That
it
looks
looks
weird.
like a 7.
if you squint your eyes and I cover it, it looks like they're dancing.
No.
If you squint your eyes and turn
They're
that
fighting.
on, looks
Where
like
are they?
Nailed it. I was getting there. All right.
That looks weird.
They're fighting.
So they go dancing up there also. 'cause
Why is man?
They're all excited.
Mr.
They're not good at dancing. We're not judging.
Yes,
They're
I'm
doing the best they can.
It's
We are judging.
You're probably not good at dancing.
Speaking of weird, we're going to get to this thing.
The goat.
Goat foot.
Look at how ashy
Is it
my
ass? So.
Jack, look at how ashy my
Well, you're a white kid, so you can't be ashy. You just have dry skin. You can't have that. So that's not
I am very ashy.
Robin.
I'll go get some lotion
Like,
because I am ashy.
like rubbing.
Not a bad guess. It's so goat foot is going to
You're
be
just crusty.
real weird because it's what's called an illusion. Yes.
I asked you for a napkin and you said,
Yeah, it's not
well,
going to happen
it's-
until I get done teaching. You have a thing called a shirt.
I'm not gonna do that because it's great. And
Okay.
Just
well,
take
then-
off your
Great
socks.
My
You're
God.
right.
Yeah, you're Nazi yesterday when he.
Then you have paper towels.
Yeah, back there. When I get done teaching, I'm still doing a teaching thing. So
Can't take it.
goat-footed is going to be what's called an illusion, not an illusion like what magic users do, and they're like, "Look at this!" And like that's an illusion. An illusion means a reference to another. Aw, his heart is so big. Thank you, Cameron. You just put on my, and then accept the fact that you punched Michael on my desk. Oh, yeah. Right. So this
Oh my god.
illusion means a reference to another literary work. You guys familiar with Greek mythology?
Yes.
I love. I mean,
It's trash.
This is going to be a reference to Greek mythology.
What?
And the way
What?
there's things called centaurs, which are like
Yeah.
Those
There's
little things.
another one called a satyr, which is half man, half goat.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So if you've read or done the Percy Jackson, his best friend is the guy that has the goat feet. Or if you did the Narnia, when they go through the Narnia and the little thing, they get to the other side, there's a guy that has the goat feet. And then there's also
I saw
Hercules cartoon.
Yeah, that one with the fat man.
Yeah, who did the little training and stuff like that. Same idea.
Are you serious?
I also saw
So-
a movie with a man with horses.
Would work.
This chair.
This is why.
Is he paying?
I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story, and that's going to see if you can figure out the connection between them. This guy, Pan, was
Oh, his name is Pan.
was considered a
Peter Pan.
small Greek god, and his job was to protect all of the forests that were out there. But he never used weapons to protect the forest.
Aww.
He would use this thing, which is a pan pipe, but it was a magical pan pipe. And he would wait till a hunter came into the forest to attack his little animal friends. And when he saw the hunter coming in, he would sneak up behind them and start playing his little pan pipe. Hoodly, 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 hoo. If you heard it, the magic of the pipe would then hypnotize you, and it would cause the hunter to immediately drop whatever they were holding, and they would start following Pan. He would then, like a siren, would lead them deep into the woods, going hoodly, 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 hoo, and the hunter would just follow along behind them. He would lead them deep into the woods
So
until he
cute.
thought the person was thoroughly lost, and then he would stop. Hoodly whoop.
No, like how it's so nice and doesn't use weapons.
He would then stop playing. Once he stopped playing, the hunter would then snap out of the little hypnotizing thing. But that's when Pan would send animals to go and attack.
Oh,
and he would
never
have
mind.
wolves, bears, and they would go and kill the hunter. And the hunter had left the weapons behind. That's how he would protect his area.
I got a question.
Me too. So my question is, in the poem, they're referring to our balloon man as goat-footed because it's an illusion connecting them. My question is, why is he making this reference between this story and this person?
The what?
Drew? And what does the whistling do?
I
Attract children.
Does he kill him?
Okay, that
There
kind
you
of
go.
sounds.
No.
No attacking and killing children, no matter how excited you get.
What?
But the idea is,
Be
can the
excited.
children resist the
Yeah.
whistling?
No.
Can people resist Pan's flute?
No.
It's the
No.
same idea, where once you hear it, it drew you in and you could not fight back against it. Nakai?
So two things for the hunter. Will you have like something with little things that goes in your ears, and you have an extra gun right in your pocket or in your book bag, and if it whistles right there, you will have a map to go.
You make your plan.
You just
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Just a question.
Just carry another gun.
Are you trying to kill?
And
With poem,
6 minutes till you.
here's my last one for you with it. And this is where the tough part's going to come in, because you're going to be, the learning is going to hit you. The reason I like this poem is that even though it was written over 100 years ago, it connects to something that kids do today. And so we're going to get the connection between them. I'm going to go through and do a describing. It involves a kid putting stuff away while I was
I
teaching
know
and still
it
losing
is.
points.
Me?
Only
I'm
a
not picking
kid,
up though.
then you should have stuff on your desk. It shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to go through and describe what happened in poem. If you figure it out, you can raise hand like meow, but don't yell it at me.
Meow.
All right. What happens here is you have this old guy who's slightly creepy, maybe kind of weird, who travels around. Here it was maybe in a park. Nowadays it's more traveling neighborhoods. Here it was whistling. Nowadays it's a guy who plays a song. And when people hear, or when kids hear this traveling, weird, creepy man in a vehicle playing music, they get super excited. They go running up to it, and oftentimes they fight each other because they all want to be the first one to get there. And that's the same thing, because what is the modern reference to?
Ice cream! Ice is horrible.
So the fact is,
Bro,
it's the idea of the ice cream man,
I think they scare me.
where you have this
I heard
person.
some sketch.
I said like the ice cream.
Now, to go back to what Gavin said, the fact that they're so
No.
sketch, what part of this goes to that same thing?
The music. Or the ice
I'm
cream.
whistling.
The balloon.
Old
you
man.
can
Ice
hear
cream.
it.
Oh,
hang on.
Oh, it's spring and it's like.
Gavin said that
Big
he
white
doesn't
man.
like the ice cream man because he's kind of sketchy and scary. What word up there is going to go to that same
Queer.
idea?
Scotch.
Jordan?
Queer.
Queer. And that's that same idea that this same thing has been going on forever, where you have this weird old guy going around and kids kept running up to buy a thing and they fight each other to get there. It's that same thing. Jordan?
There was a dude who sometimes comes around my neighborhood with an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And he's really weird. And one time he said me and my sister were like twins or something, or that he saw one person twice, and it was really weird.
Sounds kind of queer. Gavin?
It's very cool.
I've never seen one of those, but a girl is driving them.
Just like the balloon man. I told you, it's like weird old men. Someday I get to do it. I look forward to it. It's like my retirement plan.
Why would you look forward to that?
I have a story.
I want to be a weird old man
You
sometime.
already are.
I'm already halfway there.
You already
I'm
are.
weird.
You just need to give everybody
You
a
are.
free hand.
Wait, can I
Hi.
tell a little story?
When I was younger, there was an ice cream truck coming to my neighborhood. I waited there for 20 hours until my parents said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Waiting for ice." And when they said we had ice cream, I was like, "Oh." Then I went back inside and got some ice cream.
Good job, Nakai. Now,
So,
Yeah, I was outside for 20 hours.
what? It was like this summer, and I was hanging out with
in that
some people,
Oh,
and like, you know what, we were all biking around, and we went to the Oak Hall neighborhood, and there's like these swings in the front of the neighborhood, and so it was the neighborhood next to us, but you know,
What?
so we were coming back because my parents, they were like, okay, you need to be back by this time, so we started all coming back because they don't want me to like go alone, and then we saw a Kona ice thing.
Okay, if it's Kona ice, then I'm getting it. But
And then we got it. And then Kaiser wanted one, so then I gave it to him. And then, like, yeah. And then Nathan fell over on his bike. So
Well,
I had to
that's
wait. So I had to wait. And then I had to wait for a little bit and help them. And then I was late, and then I got grounded for like 2 months for being late.
So the questions I showed you at the beginning,
How do you get
I'm going to see how well you can answer them now.
For being late.
What season does it take place?
I was like 2
Beginning,
minutes
middle, or
late.
end?
Is that
Main
Homer?
character is? What is wrong with him?
He's lame and queer.
And
Don't
like,
forget the strange part, because that's what scares Gavin. How does he get people to come to him?
Whistling.
What is piracy?
Pirate.
Eddie and Bill?
Fighting children.
Because why is the name smashed together?
because they're funny.
Betty and Isbel?
They're
Dancing.
And why are their names smashed together?
Like to have a
What does goat feet mean?
A goat foot.
Crippled.
No, not
No,
crippled.
that
No.
He whistled.
and makes them,
The
yeah.
tracks give people with the whistling. And what current connection do we have to
Ice
it?
cream truck.
Ice cream truck.
So that was my goal, as I told you. Weird poem. But then after we go through it, you guys can answer the stuff just fine.
Can I make a video?
Take off!
Cool.
Run
That made
away!
no sense at the beginning.
Right? It's like learning happened.
Yeah.